Today the topic is about the reforms in Indian society. So we will be discussing about what all changes that we have seen in Indian society. So India in the 19th century was plagued with many social evils. Educated Indians exposed to Western influences realized that the key to India's progress lay in a reformed society. Thus, a reformist trend began in the first half of the 19th century. Here we have listed some important personalities who spearheaded the reform movements, such as Raja Ramohan Roy, Henry Louis Vivian Darozio, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, Swami Dayanand Saraswati, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Swami Vivekananda, Annie Besant. Now let's start with Raja Ramohan Roy. He was a pioneer of the social religious reform movement in 19th century. He was a very educated man and could read, write and speak close to a dozen languages. He opposed idol worship and meaningless rituals and sacrifices. He translated the Vedas and Upanishads into Bengali so that people could read them. In 1828, he set up the Brahmo Sabha, later known as Brahmo Samaj, to work for religious and social reforms. To promote brotherhood, he asked people of all religions and castes to worship together. Roy opposed caste system, untouchability, and superstition. He fought vigorously for the upliftment of women, supported for women's education and widow remarriage. He also campaigned against sati. It was largely due to his efforts that the practice of sati was declared illegal by Lord William Bentinck in 1829. Ram Mohan Roy wanted to spread Western education in India. He wanted Indians to learn from the West and then to reform their own society. He published many books and journals through which he propagated his ideas. His unfinished work was carried on by Rabindranath Tagore, Keshav Chandra Sen, and other reformers. Now, let's talk about our first Indian English poet, Henry Louis Vivian Darozio. He joined as an English literature teacher at the Hindu College of Calcutta from 1826 to 1831. He and his followers called Derosians spread radical reformist ideas such as freedom of thought and expression. The movement started by Derosio is known as Young Bengal movement. His ideas of liberty, equality, and fraternity popularized by the French Revolution. He encouraged his students to think rationally, challenge the caste system, control social evils, and to fight for the right of women to educate. His rebellious attitude alarmed the conservatives. He was dismissed from his service and he soon died afterwards at the age of 22. But his students continued to work to fulfill his dream of establishing a liberal and modern society. Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar was a prominent social reformer. People admired him for his simple lifestyle and selfless attitude. His knowledge of Sanskrit earned him the post of the principal at Sanskrit College in Calcutta and honored with the title of Vidyasagar or Ocean of Knowledge. At the time where only Brahmins are allowed to study, he welcomed students from all religions and castes to enroll in Sanskrit College. He also introduced the study of modern Western philosophy in the college. He was strongly in favor of widow remarriage. His efforts led to the passing of the Widow Remarriage Act of 1856, which legalized widow remarriage. He was also opposed to child marriage and polygamy. He was keenly devoted to the cause of education for women. He helped Drinkwater Butane set up a school for girls in Calcutta in 1849. Swami Dayanand Saraswati led the reform movement in North India. He was a spiritual leader and a social reformer. He believed in the existence of one God. Dayanand Saraswati regarded the Vedas as a source of all knowledge and asked people to study them. His philosophy was go back to the Vedas. He opposed child marriage and encouraged widow remarriage. He supported women's education. In 1875, Dayanand Saraswati founded the Arya Samaj, which carried his teachings to the masses. All members had to practice the 10 principles, of which the most important was the study of the Vedas. He outlined his philosophy in the book Satyarth Prakash. After Dayanand Saraswati, his followers carried on his work. Lala Hansraj set up Dayanand Anglo-Vedic School in Lahore, which later grew into a famous college. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was a deeply spiritual man. He believed in the unity of all religions. He preached that religious salvation could be achieved through meditation and devotion. He emphasized service to human beings because he considered human beings as a symbol of God. Other reformers such as Keshav Chandra Sen and Dayanand Saraswati often sought his spiritual guidance. Swami Vivekananda was a disciple of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Like his guru, Vivekananda wanted to serve humanity. Throughout his life, he tried to revive the pride of the Indians in their civilization. He went abroad to promote Indian culture. The speech he gave at the All World Religions Conference in Chicago in 1893 made the world take notice of India. In 1897, Vivekananda established the Ramakrishna Mission to spread the teachings of his guru and to do social work. The mission established many schools, libraries, hospitals, and orphanages. It also provides relief during floods, famines, epidemics, and other natural disasters. Annie Besant was a member of the Theosophical Society. It was founded by Madame Blavatsky and the Colonel Olcott in New York. In 1886, they set up their headquarters in India at Adyar, near Chennai. Annie Besant joined it. She urged Indians to take pride in their culture. She opened many schools for boys and girls and for the children of the oppressed classes. She established the Central Hindu School in Benares.